Okay, and we're back. Got more NES work to do. So, last time we got the everything socketed. We got the two things there. So we got the caps on this one, which is the PPU, nudged out of the way so that we can fit the interposer. So at this point, I think we basically just need to set this aside for right now. And we are going to prep the hole in the case for the HDMI and the main board for this kit, which is this guy over here. So we're gonna have to cut a hole for that HDMI, and get this basically bolted in place here. There's my serial number, I guess, for my kit, number 2342. Hey Nat, welcome back. So let's put this aside. I'm just gonna kind of jig things around up here so that I have space to put these things. I did manage to get my template printed out for cutting the hole. So that's nice. And I actually managed to get it scaled properly. So that's that. Looks like you did a boo-boo. Did you fall asleep for longer than expected? Okay, so let's look at these instructions. Hey, welcome back, Deceptive. Yeah, I'm gonna try and finish this up. At this point, there shouldn't be too much left now. I'm pretty close. So we got the underside of the case here. So ultimately, the idea is that we should be getting a hole underneath here somewhere. So this kind of shows us where they want you to install it. So it's going to be in there. But first we need to take off this sticker. I never said that. That was Takarosh. And yeah, that didn't end up being the case. The one step that I expected to take a really long time was desoldering those chips. And unsurprisingly it did. But we have that done now. So hopefully if this should go relatively quick now. I don't plan on doing any miniatures anytime soon. Okay, so step 1, it says put tape over the sticker to protect it and help with removal. 2, peel off sticker. Use a razor or X-Acto knife. I don't quite understand, but okay. I'll put this tape over it, and then I'll immediately use a razor or X-Acto knife. I guess as soon as I've got that edge up, now I should be able to just lift this tape. Hey, welcome back, Takarosh. I did manage to get the stuff off earlier. I don't remember if you were here or not when that ended up happening, but I'm trying to remove this sticker here. It's going to slightly interfere with the HDMI hole. That's the sticker removed. I'll put this over here. Removed intact, so that's good. I'll stick it down over here, out of the way. So now we've peeled off the sticker, cut off excess tape, yada yada yada. Mark out the hole with the template. Print a template from this page. Okay, we've got that done. So I've got my template. For some reason I'm now on Chromecast. Now it's decided to work. Hey Bess, welcome back. So we're gonna mark out this hole with this pen that I'm hoping will mark on here because it's got a narrow tip. Otherwise, I can just use a regular Sharpie. I don't have a fine tipped Sharpie. That sort of did the trick. For something along the lines of that. Okay. So I will use my drill, which I prepared earlier. And we'll just pop some holes through the plastic. One through there and one on the other side. Resale value of NES ruined, although actually probably not, because it's probably actually a little bit more valuable to some people with this kit installed. Hey, V Phantom. Alright, we got some starter holes worked through there. So now we should just, well, fuck, unfortunately I think I kind of goofed some of those holes, but we'll see what happens. We're gonna just carefully trim with the X-Acto here. No, I stopped. I've only just started again. But I did get I got the CPU and PPU uninstalled, or removed and socketed, so the hard part is done. We're now just basically getting into the the little details of actually making it work. CPU and PPU were the hard part. No, but I was out. I left almost immediately after I ended the stream, which was around 4 o'clock. I'm not going to want to do that, so I'm going to just use the drill and kind of shape this out a little bit more. Let's just take a peek at the guide again. See how badly we fucked up? Actually, not too badly. We're all within the hole still. Carefully shaving this down to get out the edges there. This is not exactly an ideal tool, but whatever. Hey, collectible. I do have a Dremel, but it's not worth the hassle when I already had a drill here. I could use the Dremel, but like it's a mess. As soon as you use the Dremel, there's just shit everywhere. And like, I don't know, I don't think the difference will be that big at this point, because I'm still gonna file it down after this. Still have to get it started, right? Yeah, I mean, I thought about using the Dremel, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. Trimming plastic, it's not exactly tricky. And the potential for fucking it up is even greater, I would say. I'm gonna have to redo this. I'm gonna have to redo this marking. I'm gonna grab something. Put a GoPro on my fingers. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe this pen marking off. Hey, buddy, welcome back. Okay, so what we got? We're still need to expand this pretty big. Fortunately, it'd be nice if I don't know where I'm going with this. It'd be nice if there was some sort of tool to just cut out a hole, but that'd be something called professional manufacturing. I mean, just like something that would immediately cut out an HDMI hole. I'm also just dreaming of actually having this properly tapered to fit the port, but I don't think it's going to happen. File. But this one's pretty fine, so more of a finishing file than a expanding whole file. Oops. Something sounds bad that shows, or this filing sound? I'm just gonna. You know what's kind of sad and funny is that this is oriented the different direction than what I expected, and it's also still not quite big enough. Just yeah, it just needs to be basically boxed. Need to just bring this up into a full rectangle, and then I think it'll be pretty good. Yeah, I just realized when you said that, I don't know how bad this filing would sound on stream because it might transmit through the desk and stuff. Yeah, soldering iron could do the trick. It would still melt through, but one, I don't want to do that to my soldering iron, and two, that would smell awful. Yeah, soldering iron actually is a pretty good tool for going through plastic. And it's fairly controllable. But no, I've just about got this anyway. It needs to be taller by a little bit. Yeah, and the plastic just does not come off of a soldering iron. But to be honest, the file will do a pretty good job smoothing the edges, so I mean, it won't be all that visible anyway once there's a thing coming out of it. Constant refocusing is irritating. Well, I mean, that's one. I mean, it'll do that always because it's just shitty. But I am actually moving this around, so does have to kind of refocus anyway. Oh, you can actually get solder guns with plastic cutting attachments. That's interesting. That makes sense. I guess it's just be like a shitty end that it's like thin to cut through plastic. As long as it gets hot. Still basically the same thing. Put the webcam facing towards my tummy, and then you can see inside. I'm assuming you mean inside the console, as opposed to inside of my tummy. Don't want you to see inside my tummy. Okay, so it needs to be a little bit taller, a little bit longer. But I mean, there's nothing inside to see. You would see less doing from that camera angle. Show me your guts. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is not really an issue. There's not really an issue here. Okay, so height-wise, it fits in height-wise now. Of course, god damn it. There's little plastic shavings everywhere. Of course, I should probably... So one of the later steps, let me just... Looks like an HDMI placeholder. Well, I mean, I'm... I am making a hole for an HDMI port, so it should look like an HDMI port. Yeah, I mean it's gotten there, but the one thing is we need to cut out this post here because this board is going to basically lay in there. So we should do that first, and then we can we get a little bit more. What do they? Oh yeah, in fact, they say to start the hole and then cut that post. So we are sort of doing these things in relatively the right order. Just start by very roughly cutting it out. You just want to see me Dremel something? I don't know. I think a Dremel would be really awkward for this because the hole is so small. That's what he said. The hole is so small that I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable using it because if it slipped, it would just immediately like fuck up everything. I mean, you can, and I have some little ones, but still, it has to be spinning at a pretty decent speed to cut, right? And as soon as it's spinning at that speed, it's much more likely to just go somewhere that I don't want it to be. This is my very professional job cutting this post out here. They don't, the one thing that's annoying is they don't show in their picture how, yeah, it does 1080p at 60. They don't show how close they cut it. No, but yeah, it does do 1080, and yeah, I guess I don't know if it's 60, but I think it's 60 is what it'll do. I assume, because I mean HDMI only supports a certain set of frame rates, so. But yeah, I guess NTSC is 60, so yeah, it should be 60. But this will do NTSC and PAL actually, so if it's a PAL console. Which this is not, so. Oh yeah, I mean this should display exactly as a real NES would, just with nice picture quality. Smooth this down a little bit. Luckily, the inside of this doesn't matter all that much, so I can kind of scuff it up a bit here. I think games are basically your best bet for 4K content, really, at this point. I guess there is some stuff out there, but there's a nice video of like an aquarium at 4K 60 FPS on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna call that good enough. Oof. So in theory, this kind of sits in here like this, and goes out this hole. So this hole needs to be wider, and it seems like it should be wider to the right. Just put this in place here, and yeah, that makes sense with how this lines up. Yeah, your internet choices seem like garbage, Bloody Albatross. It's kind of ridiculous that it can be that bad. Okay, so I think that should be about right here. Yeah, that looks pretty close to right. So it seems like I need to make the hole a little bit taller. It's correctly positioned at the bottom edge, but and it just fits if I fit it in from the outside, but it needs to be a little bit taller. Okay, so that seems to fit nicely. So let's check it out from the inside. Okay. Bam, look at that. It's not quite perfect, but once there's a bolt in here, this will hold in place nicely. So I'll just really quickly go and file this hole down. So it's a little bit nicer, but it's pretty damn good. One gig symmetric? That'd be wonderful. You don't need it just for torrenting, but like doing anything, just like multiple things at once. Okay, so that hole's pretty good to me. I mean, I wish I could have made it shaped to the port, but I mean that'd be pretty difficult. So what is their instruction after this? Use rubbing alcohol to remove any permanent ink not filed off, so there's not much there. Put sticker back in place. Remove excess plastic from rear with knife. Let's take a peek. I don't think there's anything back there. Yeah, there's not much here. Plus, don't forget people who are doing podcasts and stuff. They're gonna want to upload their stuff faster. Um, all right, so that hole's pretty good. So let's see what we can do about reattaching this sticker. I'm gonna take the... It seems in the instructions they were reapplying the sticker with the tape on it, but I'm not for that. So we're gonna reapply it poorly. So actually we're gonna peel it off again and give it another shot here. That's better. This is ever so slightly interfering with the part here, so we'll just very, 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 very carefully trim it down. So as not to tear the sticker, just to trim it. Looks slick to me. Hey, Count Whistle. SNES doesn't have the same capabilities. The guy who made this, who's pretty much regarded as a genius, doesn't think it wouldn't be possible to do it the same way he did this one, because there isn't a raw RGB output off of the CPU apparently. So at the moment there isn't a kit like this to get a good really nice HDMI signal out of a SNES. Okay, so let's take a peek at these. So the idea here, yeah, I mean this guy, yeah, this, and it's yeah, just basically this guy is real smart and he knows what he's doing. So the idea here is that we need to drill a little hole through this little hole. You're gonna cry witchcraft if this works. I really hope it works. We're gonna drill a hole through there, and I guess we don't actually attach this yet. This step didn't. This was one of my other steps that was kind of like, oh, this could be a shit show, but this wasn't too bad. So we'll drill that hole. I think I think the bit that I brought actually is pretty much suitable for this. Maybe it's actually a little bit too big. Yeah, it's secretly Miyamoto. They say a 3mm or 1/8 inch. I'll be right back. Get an appropriate drill bit. Okay, so let's just compare this to this. Yeah, that's... Oops, shit. Yeah, this is a better sized thing. And yeah, pretty much perfect through there. All right. Let's give her. Don't need this tape anymore. Let's get that out of here. For now, V Phantom. They're not neutral for now. I'm just gonna get this started here, and then I'm gonna lift this up because I don't want to drill into my desk. All right. Hey Emily. I was kind of thinking I wanted to play some Kirby, but I don't know. I haven't really decided. Okay, so that's the case. The case is done. Main assembly. We're on to the final step. Alright, so we've got our ribbon cables installed. So, insert interposers into sockets on MOBO, then insert CPU or PPU to correct interposer sockets. Okay, let's get this out of here. Right now. God. Hold on. Just gonna try and move some of the debris out of the way. So I'm not working on plastic dust. Mario Brothers would be a good one too. I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling Kirby today, that's all. Alright. Plastic dust good for snorting. Okay, so we've got our, I'm assuming this is the PPU because it's got the shorter one, so it goes over here. And if only I was actually good, I would have dropped it properly into the right spot, but alas, so we'll just, oh, oops, gotta be careful not to bend the power supply because it's actually applying pressure first there. Oh, actually, hold on. I just realized I think I skipped a step on. This is actually going in not quite so nicely. There we go. All right. We got the PPU interposer in. I'm just going to go back for a second and take a peek at this. I think I skipped a step about, yeah, flush cutting solder blobs on the main board. Oh, those are... It's talking about these little solder blobs underneath the HDMI port. These guys here, they're like nothing. I can't flush those unless I guess I could file them down. I don't know why. I should though, really. I don't know. I guess if it's an issue, I'll do something. But so far, I don't see a problem. This is the only NES I own. Yes, and this is my original NES. Okay, so now we got to do the CPU one, and it has to kind of be rotated around. I'm not concerned though that the CPU and PPU came out pretty cleanly, so I think it should all work. so okay, yeah. It has to kind of route around, but it's not so bad. Fine. That's done. Prep 6 inches of conductor cable. That would be this guy. I don't know. Like forever. I don't think there have been any cases of an NES wearing out. I guess I do actually need the soldering iron for a very short period of time here. We'll just kind of set that aside briefly. We'll let the soldering iron get up to temperature. Just got to kind of split this cable here. So this is going to be our power cable that goes from the power supply into the main board. So this replaces the voltage regulator that we disconnected earlier. Okay, so we're going to mark mark 1 as your ground on both ends. Well, all right, fine. Let's grab a Sharpie here. Here's our ground. The black one's ground. All right. Oh, and I guess I can insert the. I should probably insert the actual CPU and PPU onto the things. RP2A03 is the CPU. 2CO2 is the PPU. PPU, CPU. I'm assuming these go in the same direction. 203 is the CPU. Okay, that's the CPU in place. So the PPU goes in this direction. Fuck. I mangled some of the pins. I don't like it. Don't like it one bit. This one's bent off. Oh man, I just fucked up a whole bunch of pins here. Obviously did not have it seated right. these back, and hopefully the pins don't break when I try and reinsert them. Shouldn't have been applying that much force. That was my own fault. It makes me really uncomfortable are these two that are really crumpled down here. Yeah, I bent a whole bunch of pins trying to insert it into the socket. So I'm trying to straighten them back out here. Alright. Almost all back into shape. This one's just a little bit questionable. Okay. Just about good. I think this is pretty decent. This CPU went in nicely. This one just did not want to seat properly. Okay, take two. This time, much more carefully. That side seems properly seated. This side seems properly seated. All right. As far as I can tell, it's in. Okay. Minor crisis averted. Worst case, I'm sure I can buy these PPUs and stuff online. I'm sure I can, or at least a scrap NES that I'm sure I could do something with to get a new one. Okay, so we got those inserted. Jesus, that was kind of pant-shittingly scary. Yeah, crisis averted. Hopefully. I am assuming all these pins are properly in contact, but okay, so we now need to solder this power on to the power supply. So what do they say here? So step one, we need to strip this cable. No crotch cam. So we're going to say that this guy's our ground. Or minor crotch cam. Okay, so what do they say? Center hole is ground. Outside hole is not used. Inside hole is the good one. Inside hole is voltage. Okay, where's our solder? Here it is. Now, I should be doing this from underneath. Center hole is ground. Or I guess I can just solder this on surface mount, sort of. So let's just get some solder on here, I guess. Man, why am I so shaky right now? Jesus. I'm just gonna move the mic a little bit. Okay. Just gonna run the X-Acto between the two of these just to make sure there's nothing funny going on there. There's no connections. Yeah, withdrawal from some hard drugs. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm so shaky. Jesus. It's actually really annoying that it was happening right then. Okay, so then we solder the other end of the 6-inch lead to the pads for voltage in and ground on the main board, which are somewhere on here. Maybe they're on the underside? No. In the picture they're labeled with VN and stuff. Oh, hold on. Okay, so... Oh, I see it. I see it. VN and ground. Okay, so it's these two guys up here. Yeah, I don't normally drink caffeine, but I did have pop at dinner over at my parents'. So that could actually be it, is that I'm not used to having caffeine these days, and so that may actually be exactly what it is. This board is artisanal? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by calling it artisanal. It's a custom-made board. If that's what you mean. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's not hard to... Oh, no, this isn't a handmade board. No, this isn't a handmade board. Thank you for the follow, Silent Bob the Third. No, I mean, it's a small run, but it's a custom-made board. But it's not hard to get a custom board. Like, it's not like that's something that's impossible to do. But this was a factory run. Okay. Like, this is a kit that they've mass manufactured. Mass in quotes. Thank you for the host. Just get some good connection on there. Oh, hold on. I'm just gonna get my sponge wet on the soldering iron. Not that I think I need it, actually. I'm not sure that I even need to solder anything else. Thank you for those, Takarash. I don't think I need any further soldering, but yeah, I'm actually going to go so far as to turn the soldering iron off. It's not like it takes that long to heat up anyway. Okay. So with that done, insert and lock corresponding ribbon cables to main board. Okay. Are these labeled? So the close one goes to... Wait, what? Oh, hold on, I see. Okay, so in the picture, it's being held like so. So this one goes to this guy, and the other one goes to the other one. Come on. Okay. Looks good. I feel like at this... Oh, I guess... I feel like at this point I should be able to test it, but it's... I have no power buttons, I have no controllers, I have no cartridge slot. So I guess, yeah, mount high-def main board, bottom shell using screw and nut provided. Alright, we're back to reassembly. Your the fuck night table. Just trying to figure out how all of this fits in here anyway. Okay, so it's... I guess we're looking at this kind of angle. So this we can kind of temporarily hold... No? No, this goes like this. Okay. Temporarily put this down over here. We'll run our bolt and nuts through here. Kind of tedious work. Happy you're watching someone else do it. Yeah, I mean, this is not exactly... This isn't exactly easy either, is the thing. Like this... I knew this wasn't going to be an easy job. But it's... Actually, it's about the same... It's about where I expected it to be difficulty-wise. A bit of a pain in the ass, but ultimately not so bad. Okay, so we're going to use a little bit of this and a little bit of this random screwdriver slash level thing that I've got with a bit on it. Use that to secure it in place. Seems good. Now this port, I'm just gonna real quickly plug this cable in just to make sure that it makes a nice connection outside, and it does, so it actually connects properly. I make it seem easy. I have some experience doing this kind of stuff, but Okay, so now we're just reconnecting everything. Oh shit, which... P4I, P5I. Shit, which one of these is... I guess this longer one must be the side one, right? Right? I guess I theoretically could get the controller ports mixed up here. But I think this one has a shorter cable. I don't know that it would even properly reach around. Empty space, no fan, no heatsink. Yeah. Well, yeah, just lots of empty space, I think, is the key to this. Hold on. Got some cables in weird spots here. Okay. Reach around. I did not take pictures when I disassembled it because I am a badass. Oh, there we go. That's better. Unfortunately, what I didn't do is I did not keep track of which of these screws are which, although I vaguely remember. So there's a whole pile of these and then two silver longer ones. I know we have to attach some of these other things all kind of simultaneously here. Insert tray, make sure front tab is under. Okay, so this goes in like this. I've disassembled an NES to get to the slot here to replace that a million times, but not anytime recently. So this goes in. I know this has to kind of fit over that, but then this fits under the front edge of the board here somewhere. No longer have this properly in place. What's the deal? What have I got messed up here? Oh, this isn't properly in place here. Oh, I guess the problem is I just kind of have everything fucked up here. There we go. That's how I need this to be seated. But on both sides. There we go. I just didn't have that actually seated over the what's it properly. Oh, except I still actually don't. I didn't have it under the board as I had been describing earlier. Okay, there we go. So on this, okay, so yeah, so there's two silver ones. I believe they go through. Yeah, they go through the back here because they have to go a really long way down into the abyss. And then the rest of these guys just kind of pop around, if I recall correctly. Just making sure that operates, because I remember reassembling these, and this sometimes gets kind of bejangled. Such that it doesn't operate properly. I'm missing two. Oh, these are the screws that hold down the power supply. Those are the other ones. Yeah, I couldn't remember where the two remaining screws go, and they go down here. Hold that in. And the other thing that's a little bit different is we no longer have the RF shield that used to be, / heat shield that used to be at the bottom of the case. I had to take that out to fit in the mod. So at this point, we can test the system. Pretty sure. Because we don't need the shield that goes over top. So let's really quickly do that. I'm going to go grab Metroid from the other room and the power supply. Just because that was the closest game. That is sort of heatsink. The RF shield on the bottom sort of provided a little bit of heat sinkage, but it wasn't actually, like, it's not like it was thermally bound to the thing. It did a little bit of heat shielding, but it's actually just mostly an RF shield. Oh, I just got something in my eye. But apparently it's not an issue. Step 1, let's see if it explodes. Well, the light goes on, so it blinks, obviously. And I see a light from the HDMI board. So that's something. Let's chuck a game in. Okay, it's solid red right now. Then let's hook up this. I'm going to lose chat for a moment. I guess I have to switch inputs. I'll be right back. Oops, that's not the right button. God damn it. Wait for it to start up, and then all my windows have shifted around. That's the wrong button. God damn it. Oh, god damn it. Okay, so if this is power, the next one along should be the menu. There we go. Menu, quick fit, input select. There we go. Oh shit, that looks amazing. Oh, I love it. Okay, this is awesome. Now once I get back to power, menu. Okay, now let's just bring everything back up on my computer here. I see a Hey Panda. I'm just still trying to get everything back on my monitor here after having. Oh, hey Panda. Yeah, sorry. I have it connected to my monitor just because it's easier that way. But so, believe me when I say it works. Oh my god, this is fucking amazing. I'm gonna get this back together and then I will show you. Because holy fuck, it looks great. Let's pop this back out. Yeah, because I didn't want to like rig it into the capture card and then like get that on there. But well, I can do that. That's what's awesome about this is that the other ports still work. So yeah, I will attempt to do a before and after. Maybe too much. I mean, it's still an NES. I'll give you that. It's still an NES, but it looks like an emulator, like picture quality. Like, you know how they have those nice crisp edges? It looks like that. Out of an actual NES. Which is pretty fucking exciting and boner-inducing, if I dare say so myself. Yeah, I would dare say that this kit is boner-inducing. I have a NES graphics-induced boner right now. Induced by graphics from the NES and this mod kit. Yeah, exactly, Panda. That is pretty much the exact same scenario. I feel so much like Krieger right now. I take it you haven't seen Archer, the series before Bloody Albatross. So my understanding is that there are 7 scan lines of input lag. So less than 1 frame. Basically 0 input lag. Like, if you can perceive 7 scan lines, then I commend you. Is that actually like a... It's not actually a hole. Okay, so there's screw hole here. Yeah, this is exactly how you get a graphics boner. This is the best way to get a graphics boner. Missing one back here. Oh, yeah, okay. I was like, why is there a hole here? That's the post I cut off. So I actually will have one screw left over. And for some reason this is ever so slightly out of place, so we'll just kind of use the file to pull the metal sheet back in, or out rather. Whoa, shit. Okay, so we got one screw left over, which is fine and to be expected. So we'll get the case back on. Only noticeable things from the outside. This one little screw here, new. One HDMI port, new. Now this is it. Let's get the actual top case on. Panda wife. Are you saying that Jack is not Panda Wife? Yeah, pretty sneaky. Mattel Canada. I don't know if you can see that. Certainly not that way. Customer service and warranty repair. Jack's Panda Bay. Okay, that's different. Do this front screw before we do anything, just so we don't get some weirdness going on here. Is the NES still under warranty? No, they discontinued support, so I don't think they would support it anymore if I called up Mattel. We missed one, but now I'm not sure which one. We got that one. We got middle one? I think so. That one's for sure. I'm not sure that I actually... No, I didn't do this one. Oh, and you can sort of see the card through this vent here. Oh, mysterious yellow board. Oh, hold on. Wires, get out of my vision. I don't want to be able to see you. God damn it. Oh well. Welcome back, Deceptive. We now have a brand new NES. So that's that. Let's get it started in here. Hi-Def NES complete. I'm gonna set this up in the other room. So I'm gonna stop the stream. I'll be back I don't know, shortly. And we'll play some Kirby or something, I guess. Maybe mess around with the settings and stuff. See what we can do. So, give me like, I don't know, 10 minutes, probably less, and I'll be back. We'll play some high-def and graphics games. Drinks all around, yeah. Oh my god, I'm just gonna say this is fucking awesome. By the way. Yeah. All right, so I will see you guys shortly. Thank you for watching this, what I personally believed was mind-numbingly boring, but thank you for watching.